Hey everybody, this is Michael with Honor Flight. As you notice, I don't have my normal blue Honor Flight shirt on today. I kind of wore my Indy 500 shirt in recognition of this guy here next to me, which we're going to talk to in a minute. So you've obviously and hopefully seen our Veterans Voices TV show that we've been doing now for 7 seasons. And during that show, you see a number of sponsors that we have on there that certainly help make this show possible. And today we're going to be with one of them that we'd like to introduce you to so you know a little bit more about them. So I'm here with Bob Hatfield. Bob, hi, how you doing?
Good, sir. Yourself?
Good. So you are with Custom Engineering and Fabrication.
Yes, sir.
Now you're the big guy. There's nobody above you, right?
No, there's not. Nope.
All right.
I started this whole thing about 27 years ago. Just me and myself and some mice in a pole barn. So,
So tell us a little bit about, what is Custom Engineering and Fabrication?
well, basically, when I first started it, I was into solving problems for people. So we'd go into industry. They would have a material handling issue. We would come up with a solution, and then we would engineer it. They would approve it. We would fabricate it, manage the installation of it, and service it after the fact. So that was basically, it was about problem solving is how the business got started.
So back when you started, like what kind of industries were you working with?
Well, we were working like with Tenneco Automotive at the time, Guardian, Valbruna Steel, a lot of people like that. It wasn't obviously back in the day, you know, a $10,000 project was a big project. Today, a $4 million project is a big project.
Got it. Now, obviously behind us, you hear we've got a fabrication facility. What do they do here?
Well, behind me is where we start out with all of the prep for everything that gets built. So in the office in there, the engineers engineer everything. And then once it's released, the steel's purchased, it all comes out here. And everything we build, which we're doing around $16, $18 million a year in sales, it all starts out here as virgin material. It gets prepped, the saws behind us, the beam line. You can't see the burn table in the other bays, but this is where everything starts, is right behind us.
So, if somebody's like driving around the country, driving around town, where would they see the end products that you guys generate?
It's pretty hard to see an end product because it's all like our primary focus right now is in the scrap recycling industry. We also build asphalt plants for a local asphalt plant company here in town. And then we still do general, fabrication, heavy work for SDI, places like that, OmniSource, but we're affiliated with all of the big scrap recycling people throughout the country.
Doesn't say, because I think you're a little bit bigger than just, Fort Wayne, Indiana local. How far out have you gone with the project?
With asphalt, we've been global. We've got plants in Russia. We've got stuff on Wake Island. We've got Mexico City, Canada, pretty much all over the globe on the asphalt side. The scrap side is pretty much just about everywhere you can think of in the United States.
So what was your draw to Honor Flight? What's your connection with veterans and Honor Flight? Why us?
Well, that's a great question. It started out with an article I read in the Vivian Sade did a really nice article about a gentleman, Carl Shaudell. And Carl was from Garrett. And Carl, I believe at the time, was around 92 or 93 years old. And one of the things that really touched me in the Fort Wayne paper article was that before he passed, he really wanted to see the memorials in Washington, D.C. And I thought, I'm going to try and make that happen for this guy. And so I reached out to a couple people about, I really didn't know anything about Honor Flight at the time, Michael. And so I was trying to get him out there on a private jet or something. And because he needed help, he was elderly and showing his age. And I managed to get in touch with somebody at Honor Flight. And we got him on that flight because he was a World War II veteran.
Awesome.
And we got him out there, and he was just absolutely elated, and the smiles. And I would visit him at the nursing home, and he would just share stories about being in the Pacific with me. And it was really neat to hear it from, a veteran that lived it and so forth. So that kind of got me started into it. And then as our relationship grew over the years, I'm a believer in taking care of veterans. So.
Now you've got a little bit of military history, a little bit of fun. I mean, you just recently acquired or restored some military vehicles. Am I correct?
Yeah, I just purchased a 1946 Willys Jeep that we fully restored, and I had the guys put it together like it's Patton's Jeep,
Awesome.
even though it's not Patton's Jeep.
Okay.
But it's decorated like his
Good
Jeep.
look-alike.
Good look-alike.
right.
Yeah, I have a deuce and a half right now, and I was looking at a half track, but it's a pretty salty little figure, so I'm kind of digesting that right now. But always been involved in military aircraft. B-17s. I've got about 10 hours in B-17s. I used to own a T-6. I worked on the Memphis Belle when I was in college before it went on Mud
wow.
Island, and
Okay.
before it ended up over in Dayton. So I've just always, even though I'm not a veteran, I didn't serve. My father-in-law was in the Navy, served in the Korean War, and so forth. But I've just always had a very strong attachment to anything military and veterans related.
So not only were you able to take the World War II veteran that you mentioned, but you also recently got to take another veteran here just this past year on an honor flight.
Actually, well, my father-in-law went, and then we had, remember, unfortunately, my mother passed away.
Yes.
We had to postpone that one, so we're going in the spring.
Oh, that's right. We're going to go spring. That's right.
We're going to go on the spring flight. Yes.
And so that just goes to show that, occasionally some things happen health-wise or other things that, if a veteran's scheduled for a trip and something comes up and you got to cancel, we'll get you right back in. You kind of go to the top of the list once you've been confirmed, and then unfortunately have to cancel. We'll put you right back up on the next available trip. So, and in this case, we were able to do that for you. So,
yes, you have.
So you'll be able to go then here in the spring.
Yes, yeah, super excited about that. Yes.
Well, and the other exciting thing that you may not know is that our April trip in 2025 will be our 50th honor flight for our honor flight Northeast Indiana.
Wow.
So we've got some really cool things planned for that. That'll be really
super
exciting.
neat, yes.
We're well over 3,000 veterans that we've taken, and it's just been a fantastic, and we greatly appreciate the support you guys are showing us and continue to give us. Thank you very much for that.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
And,
appreciate it.
So there, folks, there's a little bit more about one of our Veterans Voices sponsored, Custom Engineering and Fabrication. You can learn a little bit more about them on their website, ceandf.com. But like I said, these folks, they do a lot around the country and certainly around the world. We may not be able to see it when we drive by day out on the roads, but they're here and they're making a difference in the country. So thanks a lot, Bob.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.